So you already seen in the last video, there was one broken rocker valve spring. Got it replaced, started it up, and it freaking runs great. So what I need to do is get the valve covers back on, and also what I'm thinking is to take this carburetor back off, put the original quadrajet back on, and see how it runs. I've got the timing set right where I can just turn the key and it'll start right up. I'm not going to start it up now because the valve covers are off and it'll shoot oil everywhere. But I got to get the alternator back on, the valve covers back on, and then I'll get a video of it running. It's got super throttle response. I mean, it is what it is. And then once I get the car moving under its own power, I can take it to a car wash and get all that grime washed off, because there's so much of it. I was just gonna go ahead and do it now, but it's a lot easier to wash it at the car wash, then pull the intake, put the carburetor and the aluminum intake back on, and go from there. So let me start putting this sucker back together. So for the head gaskets, for the valve cover gaskets, I'm using the BS 50265C from Felpro. They're just common regular gaskets. I think they're like 12 bucks. Alright, so if you're wondering how come I didn't put silicone on the valve cover gaskets, it's because these valve covers are just temporary. thing's running smooth now. It's running real smooth. It's actually running better with this carburetor than that Edelbrock AVS. Man, it's got good throttle response. When I hit that throttle, it moves. So I'm going to be happy with it the way it is right now. Alright, so I put all the original equipment back on it. The original carburetor, the air cleaner. The only thing I left off was the AC compressor, which, I mean, it doesn't matter because it weighs a ton. It doesn't work. It's probably still R12. And I took it for a small ride. It feels... The car still needs a lot, but the motor don't feel bad, so I guess that's the good thing about it. Let's do a quick startup. And you can see how easy it starts. It still has the original crappy factory exhaust, 2-into-1 with the catalytic converter, and then 2 turbos, mufflers, one's leaking, and then 2 pipes out the back. So I guess what's next is going to be the headers, a good X pipe, good 2.5-inch exhaust. That should help it. And that's it. I mean, the engine still has a little shake to it, but it's running good, or it's running decent, really. So it is what it is, and I thank all you guys for your help. Took forever to get to this point, but at least it's running and moving under its own power. So the next thing we need to do, like I said, is probably get it tagged so that I can drive it on the street, get it to a car wash, get all this oil off of it, off the windshield, and start cleaning it up as much as I can. The inside, I don't think this stuff's really going to clean up. I mean, it might, but it's really not worth it. I mean, a lot of the stuff on this is just rotted. And missing. But this will be a different episode. None of the gauges work, so it's probably fuses or something else, but I'll get to that point. But other than that, like I said, I'm glad it's running. And that's all that really matters right now. It's moving under its own power. Alright guys, thanks again. Y'all have a great one. Next episode coming soon.